Okay, let's go over how to draw Godzilla biting into Ghidorah. So let's get started. Okay, it's gonna be simple. You can follow me through the whole lesson. So right here, we're gonna start with a curve line like that. It's gonna be the top of Godzilla's snout area. Right over here, we're gonna put in a line right there, and that's gonna be for the brow. Right, that brow, Godzilla brow here. A few little bumps, and it's going to kind of go off the page. That's going to have to be kind of the way we run these. They're going to have to go off the page a bit. Line over here, pulling kind of like a curved line. You know, his snout is not that big, right, compared to the rest of him, Godzilla, you know. Pulling back up around that area. So kind of following, like, you know, just kind of a simple format. You don't have to be exact, by the way. You're just going to be close enough. Pulling up just a bit. And right here is going to be like a line right here for kind of the edge of the cheekbone. You know, in that area. Pulling down around here. And it doesn't mean his mouth is open or anything like that. It's going to be a kind of a line on this area, because that's just the skin of the edge of his mouth, or like this area right there. Now, we're going to put in where his eye is going to be before we get into the teeth. So maybe up in this area, we're going to pull a line down, up, a line over here. Curve line in. We're going to draw one line. Then we're going to draw another line right there, because we want the eye embedded underneath the brow. Let's go over here. On this side, we're going to find his nostril. And over here, another nostril. Just kind of, it's like a seed shape. Nothing too incredible. We're going to put in more details, so stay to the very end. At the very end, we're going to go over something specific. So let's put in, you can see the edge of his teeth over here, just a little bit. Right there, these little teeth sticking out right there. About here, but about here it's going to kind of end off on this area. Back of the jaw down. And we're going to find a little bit of Ghidorah right here. So curve right there. Okay. Ghidorah's head's going to be more over here because he's got like a very long snake neck. And then we're going to continue the rest of Godzilla after this. So trust me about the order we're doing it in. So right here we're going to find maybe Ghidorah's eye is going to be around this area. Line out, down, in, line back around that area. So you want to be really careful with this whole thing, because I think something that you might not like take for granted is that he's going to angle his head just a bit. Okay, so you want to make sure his head's going to be angled just a bit. So his brow is going to be right there. He's going to have his eye closed because he's being hurt. Okay. And his horn is going to start right here. Line right there. He has really long horns. Okay. We're going to go over here now and continue the edge of his kind of snout area. Also, not super long. He's got like a dragon face right there for the front. Pulling in. Right there. So you got the cheekbone as well on that side. We did the cheekbone with it. Line along that area. And curving. Okay. Line along here, right, for the bottom of the jaw. No teeth yet. Down to the edge of the mouth. And we're going to go up here now. Back of the jaw. Line right about there. We're going to pull a line underneath right here. You're going to see a little bit of his underjaw because he's going to be turning back. And line right there. Just kind of showing that. So we're going to find the rest of his neck. Just imagine a tube. Something like over there. And curve, like just have a curve. We're going to vignette it, so we don't have to have everything in there. So far we have a pretty good framework, right? So let's kind of continue line down here for Godzilla, but let's go in and put in the teeth. So line right there, he's got that lizard area, right? That lizard portion of his what do you call it when he opens his mouth? He has that skin. And we're going to throw in just a lot of little jaggedy teeth that curve back. He's got a pretty big nostril compared to Godzilla. Put some teeth at the bottom as well. Okay, stay with me. We're going to go over here on this back end and we're going to put kind of the shape of teeth in the back right there to make it look 3D, right? To make it look like dimensional. And then we're going to fill in the back portion right there. There you go. So it looks like that's in the back part, right? Line down over here. We're not going to see a ton, really, or any of Godzilla's spikes because, you know, they're kind of on his back, really. But if you want, you can throw texture over here, and we can throw the start of spikes right on the top of his head, right around there. And I guess we could pull a line right there for the back of his neck and throw in a few jaggedy lines showing that those are, you know, he will have the famous spikes coming out of there a little bit. All right. Let's put in another horn right here. And another horn over here. We're going to find a line over here, pull back. And so right here on the bottom, you could even fill this out. We could throw this into darkness a little bit. But you don't have to. To kind of make it look like it's the bottom right there. But the rest of it, you want to go like this. And he's got that snake belly on this side. Okay, from this point on, it's just going to be texture. That's it. It's easy. You can throw in little curves along areas that you think need it, areas that you want to look like, you know, scales, right? But make them thin. The reason, right here, you can even throw the little bit of the texture on the horns. And these are little details. These are things that are not supposed to stand out very much. You can throw these little U shapes over here. Ghidorah has that pattern right around there. And let's go into Godzilla a little bit, throw a little bit of dark over here around the eye. Throwing a pupil there. Line, maybe around behind the ear there. And continue to throw these little textures These little textures are going to make things look a little bit better. Just little directional lines like crunchy crow's feet, or throwing in maybe almost like a dotted line here in the back to kind of show that, you know, he's really biting in there. And if you really want, you can throw in a little bit of a dark shape underneath Godzilla's chin to kind of show that that's sticking out. If you enjoyed this and you really like, go check out the video that's coming after this. I believe it's the video before this, so we can throw a line right there. The video before this has to do with the T-Rex biting into the Indominus Rex, so go check out that video as well. There's a lot of great videos on the channel. If you stayed the whole time, so you can throw little lines right here. If you stayed the whole time, you're amazing. You're one of the very few. Nobody stays this long. Say hi to me in the comment section to let me know that you actually stayed and you hear this right now. Thank you so much. Stick around. Please share the video if you can, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Stick around for the next one. Okay, so that was amazing. You finished this lesson, but keep it going. Keep the art practice going by clicking this video right here. It's going to be within the same theme, and you want to keep it rolling to get better and better and better and get that art flow going. So click right here.